Hard shell tacos.
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 All right. Yeah. Fuck it. We'll do it live. That old standby.
Yep.
All right. So we talked about The Exorcist recently on the last one as one of like a one of the horror movies that holds up through the ages.
Yeah.
So I went on a quest. I was wanting to see the kind of reboot that came out recently, which
Oh yeah, with the two little girls, right?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
So I thought that the new one was called The Exorcists in plural.
Oh gosh.
But it's not. It's the new one is The Exorcist Believer, Believer. That's the new one. So I watched about, I don't know, like 80% of The Exorcists, and as I was getting through it, I was thinking like, man, for a reboot of a very popular franchise, a horror franchise, this fucking sucks. This is fucking horrible.
This was that bad, really?
Yeah, The Exorcist. It's completely unrelated, but it came out around the same time. I think they call it like Mockbuster or something.
Okay.
So it's kind of similar in that, well, The Exorcist Believer, the proper franchise one, revolves around other belief systems and not just Catholicism.
Okay.
And The Exorcists does the same thing, and
yeah,
so like they parallel it, and I think it's very expertly done to make you to like, it tricked me into thinking that it was the one, and yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah, they made it look nice in the like preview commercials,
Yeah.
They make it look very appealing. Well, I will definitely be skipping that.
The Exorcist Believer, it's good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun movie. But, I don't know. It was fine. I liked that they did some things differently, which I liked. But I won't give any of that stuff away if you're planning to watch it.
No, I'm not. I'm not a big
okay
horror movie person, as you know. But
right.
Yeah, I don't care. Did you finish watching the last Twilight?
I watched Quiet on the Set, and I've been.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
I watched all 4, and it was rough.
There's a fuck. I already forgot what day. I think there's a 5th episode. Coming. Hold on. I think it's April 8th or April 7th. I saw a TikTok of someone saying that there's a 5th episode. April 7th will be the 5th episode.
Still
I'm wondering who else they're gonna have on there. I know there's people that want Amanda Bynes to kind of speak on all of that, but I mean, she tried to many moons ago with her other Twitter account that she had that wasn't her name, but I mean, she got shut down. But I'm curious to see who else is going to be, coming forward with that.
Amanda Bynes would be, just from what I recall from the movie or the series, she seems like the perfect one since she was really close to the Schneider guy.
100%.
Yeah.
We'll see who's on there, but
right.
Yeah, there's a 5th one, April 7th.
So I had
I wonder if they're gonna
about the
Go
Schneider
ahead.
stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like the weird things that he does or did with his shows. That I had already seen.
Yeah.
I'd seen most of it, or heard of most of it anyway.
Yeah.
And what I didn't know about, I had never heard of the Drake Bell situation.
Oh yeah, with that other
Yeah.
tech guy. Yeah.
So him, as soon as his episode finished, which I think was the 3rd, I stopped and I sent him a message, which like he's not gonna fucking see it, but I still had to send it. And so I said, I know the chances of you seeing this are prohibitively slim, but I want you to know how much I appreciate and commend your courage to tell your story. I know the pain you felt too well, having had my own similar experiences. I'm really sorry you had to go through that, but I hope you find some solace knowing that there will be young men out there who will find their own courage, knowing if a super cool and famous rock star and actor can survive and thrive, so can they. For whatever some random stranger's word is worth, I'm very proud of you for overcoming.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, and
I hope he does read it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's really nice. Yeah. I hope he reads it.
Yeah, we'll see. It's unlikely, but whatever. As long I at the very least I sent it, so it'll be there.
True.
Oh man, that was rough. That was rough to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, and it kind of ruins all of those shows, you know.
Those were just after my Nickelodeon, I guess, young teen time. Those were like the early aughts. I was not watching like Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah. I know that I watched kind of like as a background noise show, I would put on iCarly a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
I watched a lot of that when I actually did like that show, even though I was way past, you know, my age bracket for that. But I thought the show had its funny moments and stuff like that. But now, like even given what Jen McCurdy went through.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to read her book actually because she goes into some details about Dan Schneider as well.
Yeah, the creator, as she refers to.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if she will be on that episode. Yeah. And then I know a lot of those people, a lot of the actors took hush money.
Oh, dang.
I heard that Josh Peck, Drake Bell's
partner, show person.
Yeah. There's I don't know if it's true or not, but it's rumored that he took hush money on that whole thing. But I guess like Ariana Grande was another one, and like Victoria Justice, and who knows who else. But yeah, iCarly was one that I watched here and there, and it's ruined now. Just because of what went on all of those sets, you know, it's like I don't want to support this guy's stuff.
Yeah,
by watching it.
The original or the like the reboot of All That, that was after my time as well, and that was one of his more earlier projects. Like I watched the original All That quite a bit, and just from what I've been able to gather, just the way hearing stories from both Keenan and Kel, that things were still pretty shitty even before Schneider took the helm.
Yeah, I didn't know that the comedian Gabriel Iglesias was on All That at one point.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yes. I freaking TikTok, man. I swear they found out a lot of stuff from that app. But there's been stuff going around that he says it on some of his comedy shows that he was on All That, but I guess he suffered some incident there and they forced him to sign like paperwork so that he couldn't sue while he was in the hospital. But yeah, he was on All That. And I saw snippets of like the episode where they introduce him. They showed a little snippet on TikTok, and I was like, holy shit, he was really on that show. I did not know that. It's crazy.
The original run or the rebooted one?
I think it was I want to say, I think Amanda Bynes was still on that one, so it could have been the reboot. I don't know. But
she was like the transition.
Yeah, so it must have been the like reboot. That he was on, but I don't think he was on the show very long because he suffered an injury on set.
Oh, that reminds me of that Harry Potter documentary of the stunt double that got had I think something in his neck. He was paralyzed now from one of the stunts that he was doing.
I need to watch that. Yes, I keep forgetting to watch that.
I'm adding it to your media list here.
I forgot what the I know it's on my watch list. Is it on HBO Max?
Yeah, it's on HBO.
The Boy. I think I have that on my watch list. Fuck is my HBO?
It's very moving.
Yeah, I think I saw a little snippet of it. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this, and I never did. So I did see, like with the cast of iCarly, the guy who plays the older brother, I think his character's name is Spencer. He pretty much protected all of those kids on set, like. And then like they all recently dropped from because they rebooted that show too, and they all kind of just cut ties with Nickelodeon after that all aired. That's all I needed to say about that.
Oh, I heard by the way, like it's as an aside with the Harry Potter thing, that they're doing like a limited series on HBO or something.
Yes, they are.
God, and from what I vaguely recall hearing about that, but what I came to find out was that it's just rehashing the books again, just like the movies, but with more detail or more books. More adherence to the book, which is kind of lame, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. I kind of don't want to watch that just because I'm used to the characters, that already played those characters, the actors, Like, I don't want a new fucking face for Ron Weasley or Harry or whatever. Like, I'll stick to just the movies that I've seen because I like those actors.
I don't know. I don't want to hear the same story again. It would be nice if they develop something else.
They really need to come out with like the Cursed Child. I know they did a play, but it's like I would like to see a movie about that.
You might be the only person I've met that says it was good.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, that's the only of the, I guess, Harry Potter series that I've read is just that book. But I liked it. I know people hated it, but I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I'm like, this needs to be made into a movie.
Man, the options of what I would have preferred the series to be about, I think one of them, I don't know how familiar you know the Marauders map, but there's a lot more depth to the Marauders that they expand on in the books that I would like a series about them. Fucking the founders of Hogwarts is an easy one. Yeah, really dumb.
I would like to see more on Voldemort,
Yeah, his origin story.
Yeah. Even more on Dumbledore. Like, I know they touched on it with the Secrets of Dumbledore, kinda. But I would even want to see more on that too. But yeah, definitely the founders of Hogwarts has been on my mind. I'm like, they should do that, and then more on Voldemort too, because they touch on it, very little in the movie.
Even in the Fantastic Beasts series, they don't touch on Grindelwald very much.
They don't.
Not nearly enough.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
So I want to know more about him, more about Dumbledore. How did they meet? Well, they talk about it in the books, like how they met, and they do kind of scratch the surface on their relationship. And I don't just mean them like being boyfriends or whatever, but the rise to, or the want to dominate the world or whatever, like that's the part I'm very interested in.
Yeah, me too. They definitely didn't touch on that at all. Nope. Just have them like, hey, here's what I'm trying to do, but it's like, how did you get there?
Right. How did this really very strong-willed, benevolent character, and how is he pulled into wanting to rule the planet?
Yeah. Let's see. I've, yeah, Voldemort. More about the Death Eaters would be nice too. How they were all chosen or whatever. I don't know.
I'm trying to think because they talk about it, and I think book 6 or 7. I think 7. No, 5 or 7. I mean.
Okay.
But
okay.
They like it was the pure blood bullshit.
Oh, okay.
It's a thinly veiled metaphor for Nazism. That's what the pure blood is just Aryanism.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
So I looked up this question here, and I looked up, I've been trying to find a couple, but this one that stood out to me was, what's the biggest lie you once believed was true? And this, so for,
you can answer that first.
This is something that I touched on when talking about like what would I say to my younger self. That's it was that one. It's like not everybody has your best interest at heart, even if you think or you look at this figure like a parent or a teacher or something like that, that even though they're in a position that you would have the expectation that they have your best interests in mind, that's not necessarily the case.
I don't know what mine would be. Repeat the question.
What is the biggest lie you once believed was true?
Biggest lie I once believed was true. Mine's gonna get a little dark. I mean, mine, I could say same like answer as you. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, I can't really think of anything really. Biggest lie. True. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on that one, but
who makes you feel good about yourself?
Wait, what?
Who makes you feel good about yourself?
Who? No one?
I misread that. I thought it said what, but...
Oh. Yeah, no one.
These are good questions, but they're all very political.
What's one of them?
Alright, let me pull one up. What is the relationship between responsibility and freedom? Well, maybe I misread that, but just at a cursory glance, it felt like a political question. Maybe security instead of responsibility is what I read, but I don't know.
Well, let me see if I can look up some...
How can we overcome the sense of nihilism and existential despair that come with the recognition of our morality? How? I don't know if I have a specific method. It's just doing it. It's fucking hard. It's tiring. That's why nihilism and apathy are fucking easy. Because you don't have to care about anything. Had an argument with some fuckwad on Reddit about it. There's too many people on the planet to care about anything. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That is the dumbest, weakest, most cowardly cop-out ever. It's all too big. It's too big for me. I can't do anything about it. Oh my god, like, you're not a superhero or you're not a fucking god. You can't snap your fingers and change everything for everyone. If anyone who thinks that is a fucking idiot. But man, just to completely give up on everything, man, like if you're that much of a fucking pussy, then because you can't do it. Still unhappy about that, obviously.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find some questions here. Have we answered a question like this? It says, what made you start doubting yourself as a kid? We answered a question like that?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, that's one. What made you start doubting yourself as a kid?
I had the unfortunate, like I said about the not everyone has your best interests in mind. Like that part of that is not, it's not necessarily malevolence or that, people want to actively hurt you. I think what's worse is indifference. The whole, like, the opposite of love is not hate. Both of those require intense emotion and energy. And on a surface level, they appear to be opposites, but I think the opposite of love is indifference. And that was the indifference that I acknowledged it, but like subconsciously. It became apparent with each passing year that like nobody really gives a shit about like anything I'm doing. So what made me start doubting myself was when a lot of the signs of abuse were showing, and it was just written off as teenage hormones. That was when I really, like, it. The amount of self-doubt was amplified for me, and it wasn't just doubting myself. It was, I don't know, doubting the world in general. Like that person who gives up because they're fucking impotent. That's kind of what I was like. I was like a pathetic little worm, unable to do anything or feeling powerless in everything I did. That's that was the culmination of what the doubt did, and it was the indifference that I felt that was the catalyst, I would say.
Yeah. Let's see. For me, it was just because I've always been able to read people's energy and stuff like that as a kid, and just seeing how I don't know, just hearing people say like negative things about me and how I wasn't going to amount to anything, just how I would get treated by certain people. It just made me just doubt myself as far as like, am I good enough for anyone, And then same with like needing to, like, the only time I really got any kind of attention or I guess love is if I did something for someone. I forget the term for that. Conditional love.
Yeah.
That started making me doubt myself because it's like I'm not good enough, So I need to do all these things to get love, and if I say no, I'm not going to get it. So I guess just that is what made me start to doubt myself. That's what caused me to doubt myself a lot as a kid, and it's still something I'm working through now. I still feel like I have to give something to someone in order for them to like reciprocate, I guess, something back to me in a positive way, and I need to stop doing that. Let's see. I did find another question. This is interesting. It's what are my toxic traits in a relationship?
My toxic traits in a relationship. In the beginning of relationships, I tend to be insecure. It's really fucking weird. Like everything is, self-confidence and everything, security and self-identity, and then the relationship begins, and it's like that disappears. It's really weird. I don't know why I do that, but I get really fucking clingy and really needy. It's hard to break it.
One of mine is also insecurity, and it goes back to doubting myself.
Right.
That I'm not good enough, so I constantly need reassurance, a lot.
I would like to add that to mine as well, please.
Yeah, I need a lot of reassurance, and I know that gets very annoying after a while, but it's like, I mean, it's like, if you were wearing my shoes, you'd probably be the same way. But it's something that I'm trying to work on. I also, another toxic trait of mine is I don't know how to receive, like, or how to accept, like, affection, whether it's through words, whatever.
Right.
I
mentioned that one.
I can't do that. I can give it, all day long, because I love doing that. But receiving, like, affection and, I don't know, nice things being said, I just, it's uncomfortable, I'll accept it, and yeah, there are times like, oh my God, that's so nice of you, so sweet of you, but then I feel guilty, like I have to do something back. But that's another one of mine. And then just the fact that I can become a little distant after a while, and like it kind of makes the other person feel like I'm uninterested, but it's just, I don't know, I guess I dissociate a lot. And I don't like to be with whoever I'm with 24/7 at the hip, like I need space is my thing.
I don't think that's toxic though.
I don't know. I mean, for some people it could be, if you're someone who really wants the clingy type, I guess, for those types of people, that would be considered like a toxic thing. Like, these people don't want to be around me, and
but at the same time, like, you could do the Missy Elliott, flip it and reverse it. Like,
that's true.
Like, I need a little space, and you will not get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I think communication is the key to that, because clingy people, like, if I'm in a, I've learned how to communicate that need for affirmation with words of affirmation. Like, can you just fucking tell me that you like me every once in a while? That would really help.
Yeah, I need to hear that too. Yeah, because I don't want to ask you, like, just say it or do something that makes me feel like, okay.
That's difficult right now with online dating culture to continue bitching about that. Is that I'm somewhat old-fashioned a little bit in my ways of, like, courtship and how I like to pursue a relationship. But what I'm finding is that there is in every single case that I've come across, sans one, women don't seem to feel the need to do anything at all. Like, I have to initiate everything. I have to plan everything. I have to do everything. Yeah. And if there was only one time where I communicated that, and she was open to it, and she, bless her heart, she tried her best. So yeah, that was very nice of her to do that. But I'm like that too. Like, it needs to go both ways, right? Like, we both need to put our part into this, not just a one-sided ordeal. I will 100%. Like, it's just what I do. I'm really not trying to brag. It's just the way that I get when I'm infatuated and or really interested in someone. Like, I will make you feel like a fucking princess. I fucking promise.
Yeah.
I'll throw flowers at your face every day if you want. If you want them that often, that's how often you'll get them. I will, and I will continue doing it throughout the relationship too. I will open your door. I will pull out your chair. If you don't want me to, I won't. That's not an issue. But if you like that kind of thing, I'm your guy. I really like. Do you want me to? You're on the second floor of your apartment building. Do you want me to serenade you at your balcony? Because I'll do it. I really don't. I will do these things, but if I get nothing back from you, then I'm going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so I'm not getting any reactions, so you must not like it. So
Yeah.
I'll just be over here.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me find another one.
The balcony serenade might be a little step too far.
I was like, yeah.
That one's a little bit too much. I'll record it and I'll send it to you. That, I think,
There
is
you go.
a nice modern twist.
Let's see. I found this other one that says, "What are the first signs that my mental health is deteriorating?" I don't know if we've answered a question like that.
No. I had a similar conversation with my doctor when I went to see her a few months ago.
Okay.
And the question, because it's I get my healthcare through the VA, so they do have some like standard procedures that they do because we're veterans, right? So one of the things that they ask about like a lot is how like mental health questions. So
yeah,
that was a difficult one to answer. So they asked, like, have you had any periods of time where you've felt, this way or that way, like sad, empty, negative emptiness, like depression signs? Like, well, so the answer, the answer is yes, but I have bipolar disorder, so this happens to me regularly. And how do I know that it's happening, or what are the signs of it? I'm pretty good at hiding it from other people.
Yeah. Same.
The signs, though, is I sleep a lot, excessively, not just like an extra hour or two. I eat a lot, or I don't eat. It's weird. It's one or the other. I never know which it's going to be.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think those are the signs for me.
Let's see. For me,
irritability. That's a big one.
Yes. That was the first one that was going to come out of my mouth.
I get fucking annoyed with everything.
Yeah. Yes. Same.
I feel terrible. I hate being mad about stuff. Not just I don't know. I feel embarrassed. Feelings like, man, this is exactly what my father was like. I hate this. This is not who I wanted to be. I feel terrible.
Yeah, mine is definitely irritability. I just kind of turn into a recluse, and I just keep to myself. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get out of bed. I mean, I've been like that for the past couple of weeks because of it's just job related stuff, but it is taking a toll on my mental health. To the point where I'm now looking for another job. I did have an interview today, so hopefully I get it.
I did too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, mine is definitely not a retail job. It will be working at a hospital.
Whoa.
Kind of as like
the medical part.
That's exactly where I need to be, and that's what I told them. I was like, I love this environment.
Yeah.
And it's actually a hospital that, with one of my old massage jobs, we used to volunteer there a lot when they had events to do like chair massage. And we were in the actual like little conference room where we used to do our massages at, which is funny. But yeah, I interviewed for that position. They told me about 2 positions that they're hiring for, but based on like my experience, they are most likely recommending this other one, which allows me weekends off, which I'm like, please.
Yeah,
that would be
nice.
Great. So hopefully I'll hear back. They really liked my resume because they're like, you know a lot about a lot of stuff. because I haven't really stayed with just one type of, career-ish avenue.
Industry.
Yeah, I've done the retail. I've done a ton of customer service. I've done a lot of like medical, health insurance stuff. And I've worked for Big Pharma. They saw that on my resume. They're like, oh, they supply us our this and that. I'm like, yep, I used to work with their biologic medication, 2 of them. But yeah, I'm hoping that they call me back. And if the pay is kind of the same or maybe more, I kind of gave them guidelines of what I'm looking for as far as pay goes. I'll probably take it because, yeah, I'm just sick of retail. I hate it. There's so much stress. Like even when I'm not working there, I'm stressed out. I sometimes feel like they're trying to push me out of there just because they want, I don't know. But I got fucked over for 2 years after I got my promotion from my previous boss, and it's just all coming back to me from our higher ups. Like they're getting on my ass about stuff that wasn't really my fault because I had, zero support up until a couple weeks ago. They finally got me like an assistant, which is what I should have had because that's what I was, or whoever was in the position I'm in now. But yeah, hopefully I get this job. But to answer the rest of the question, God damn, gotta love ADHD, guys. You gotta love it. But irritability, I get closed off. I get very lazy and uninterested in everything. And that's kind of where I've been now. It's like a hassle to get out of bed, especially when I have to work. And like on my days off, I just don't want to do anything, even though there's stuff I have to do, but I don't even want to do it. I sleep a lot as well. I do eat a lot. I binge eat like crazy. And then I just also start beating myself up is another thing that I do. Yeah, that's right, me.
I got one here.
Okay.
That is, I don't know. Either you're gonna do a spit take, whether it's positive, like it's gonna be a spit take. How much influence do our childhood experiences have on our adult personalities and behaviors?
Oh, a fuck ton.
Right. That's like spit. Like, are you fucking dumb? All of it. Like
all
Jesus.
Of it.
They're not called your formative years.
Right? And then you spend your whole adulthood trying to fucking fix all of the bullshit that happened to you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't ever have a certain timeline of how long it's going to take. It could take you forever because you relapse a lot when trying to heal. And I've actually slipped a little bit on that. I've started getting angry again, thinking about, how there were clear signs, just like you, that something was going on and no one did anything about it. And I'm like, starting to get angry at people again. I'm like, I need to just...
Yeah, you either noticed and didn't care, or you didn't care enough to notice. These are the only possible outcomes here.
Yeah, and it's just like I went back through that whole thing, so I'm angry at everyone again right now. All of that resentment is pent up, and I just want to like yell at a lot of family members and be like, if you fucking knew, they know now the extent of really what happened because they knew of some stuff, but I actually went into detail with one of our family members that pretty much raised me, and but there were clear signs, and they acknowledged that they knew that something was happening to us, but it's like, I may have asked that question to them, I'm not sure, but I'm like, why the fuck didn't you do anything about it? And then someone else is trying to say like, oh, because they went through it, it's a normal thing for them. But I'm like, one of these people broke their generational curses with all the shit that they went through in their childhood. And it's like, you saw those signs and you didn't do anything, like that's where I'm at right now as far as my little relapse. I'm angry at people, and the resentment is full-fledged. It's there right now, so I'm like, let me try to work through this again.
I have those moments too.
It's just a never-ending cycle, and it's like you can make all of this progress in your healing journey, and just out of the blue, something I don't know, knocks you right back down. So I'm trying to, climb that hill again to get over that. But it takes time, and like I said, there's no definitive pinpoint as to when you'll fully be healed. I don't think people will ever fully be healed of their trauma. But it's an exhausting road to be on, because of the many, relapses that happen along the way.
I want to meet someone who had a relatively good upbringing and ask them this question. So, I want to hear how do the positives work out?
Yeah, I want to ask that to one of my best friends, because there's some parts of her story. Her family and herself immigrated here from Mexico, and I've heard the story of that, and it was kind of, very scary as a young kid. But the rest of her kind of journey, from what I've seen, has just been pretty freaking great, compared to me and my friends. And even her husband kind of went through a shitty childhood, but I'm not going to get into that. But with her, I want to ask her those questions, because I'm like, you've relatively led a really good life. You have the best parents. Her parents are pretty much my parents. They're my other family. But her upbringing was just great, because she had those loving, supportive parents, by her side. There wasn't any abuse or horrible fucking things being said or anything like that. So I want to ask her that question one of these days.
Maybe have her call in.
Oh God, I don't think she would be up for being on this thing.
Well, you just leave the voicemail, and then you don't have to talk to anyone. You just kind of
maybe
leave 2 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, it's
an option. Man, I have the same relapses. And they usually happen in my mental chemistry roller coaster. When I'm at the dips, that's usually when I have the same saying the things that I want to say, but I'm just saying them out loud to myself.
That happens to me too when I'm deep in a freaking funk or depressive state,
Yep.
That's when it starts kicking in. And if I'm really stressed out from stuff, with this whole work thing right now, it's really just, I'm beating myself up, and all the negative self-talk is there. So then I loop around with all of that other crap.
I've mentioned it before, that there's only of all of the obstacles and difficult conversations that come with them, there's really only one difficult conversation left. And that's the one I don't know if scared isn't, I don't know if that's the right word. I'm not scared of their reaction. I don't care what I don't care what you have to say, to be honest with you. I'll listen, but I don't know why I'm scared to have it.
With mine, for me, it's because I have two conversations I need to have, and one of them is with of course, my mom, and the other is with my dad, and that's the one that I know will completely break me, because I know the end result of that will be him still siding with my mom and choosing her, you know.
Right.
So I don't want to have that conversation, because I know what the end result is going to be, and it's going to break my heart, and I don't want that to come true. So I'm like, let's avoid that at all possible if we can. The conversation with my mom, I don't know. I would have to catch her on a good mood, and I would have to also be in a good mood, because our tempers are the same. And if she blows up, I'm going to blow up right back. I reciprocate energy is what I'm realizing now lately. I'll give you exactly what you're going to give me. But with her, I don't think it will be that difficult of a conversation to have. It's just maybe of her fully understanding the capacity of what she did, you know?
Accepting responsibility.
Because like with her, you know, I don't know if I really mentioned it or not about my mom's mental state as well.
You told me about
not
it,
all
but
there.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it here, like on air, quote, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah, but because of that part that I told you, and that's what people are trying to tell me, it's like I don't think she understands or will ever be able to understand that because of what she's got going on. I mean, I know right now she's trying, you know. She does try to be there. She was actually the first person I called when Bria, you know, passed. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to have that conversation, but I just know that it probably, I don't know if it'll really click or not, you know?
Right.
And then I also don't want her, because my mom and I are very much the same. She's a very insecure human being who is also, you know, she was treated like shit too. Out of all of her siblings, she, as the youngest, got it the worst. So her self-confidence and all of that is just, she doesn't have it. And I just know that having that conversation with her as well will also just fucking tear her down too. And like, I don't want that. Does she deserve it? Most likely, but I don't want her to go through that either, you know? And it's because I understand that she also went through some horrible fucking bullshit. But it's like, just acknowledge that what you did was wrong and you shouldn't have done it because you went through it. But that one, I'm okay having that conversation. It would just get kind of tricky, and I would have to just, I don't know, I guess tread a little lightly, because I don't want to, in a way, trigger her, you know, emotions or whatever. But the conversation with my dad is the one I just will probably, maybe, I would love to have that conversation. I just don't want my fears of that conversation to come true. Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't really put any thought into what I'm going to hear. I've It's been sort of like, I guess, planning it, like how I would want it to go. Like it's it would be essentially like, this is happening on my terms. So if you don't agree to them, then I'm leaving. But
yeah,
it would be like, I'm going to let you speak uninterrupted, and then you know, say anything and everything that you think needs to be said, that you want to say, that you've been wanting to say everything. And then like once that part is over, I would just say like, okay, are you done? Are you sure? Okay, because that was the last time that you're gonna talk to me. Like,
yeah,
I know how it's going to go, and that's gonna there's no coming back from it. Not for me, there isn't.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's possible.
Mm-hmm. Like for me, I don't know what my dad is gonna say, because my dad, when you're trying to have conversations like that with him, he kind of puts up a wall, you know?
Yeah.
He doesn't like having conversations like that. He doesn't like doing that, because I guess he doesn't like getting into his own feelings.
Yeah, emotionally uncomfortable to have emotions that are not positive.
Like he's like that with my mom. Like he's a big old fucking emotional teddy bear with my mom, and you know, but like with everyone else, he's just emotionally unavailable.
Yeah,
which sucks. Because I know my dad is a very sensitive person, you know. I've seen bits and pieces of it here and there, but it's like I don't think he would really say much to me. My biggest fear is just like, well, you guys deserved it or something, you know. But I don't like, my question for him is just like, do you know the capacity of what this woman did? Like, do you know the extent that she went to? Maybe it would freaking tear him apart too if I gave him all the details, but I know he wouldn't leave my mom. I know that for sure. And that's why I say he would take her side in that part, because that's his person, which is fucking nuts to me. But like the last time I was out there, I wanted to have that conversation with him, but I'm like, now's not the right time. You're taking your dad to a concert. Don't ruin the vibe, you know?
Right in the middle of Hotel California.
Right? Like I wanted to like hang out with him even after and like have these conversations, but it's just, I know my dad would also probably just shut that shit down too. Like I don't want to talk about it. Because there's stuff that I don't know. I think I asked him once, you know, what his childhood was like and stuff, and he's like, I don't want to talk about it. He'll talk about the funny shit that him and his siblings did, but that's it, you know. I just want to know what kind of shit he went through as a kid too, to kind of, I know that his dad was emotionally unavailable because he can't even say I love you to his own kids. He'll say it once in a while, and I'm like, I'll take it, but yeah, I know that his dad was like that and left their mother to pretty much raise all of them while he went to work all the time. I don't know. But yeah, that's a conversation I would like to postpone for as long as possible until it gets triggered out of me somewhere. I don't know. I think that's the only way that I'll be able to have that conversation with him.
So there's two more that I got here, one of which has already kind of been answered, which was, what do I need to forgive in myself or others to find peace and healing? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, we just kind of went through all that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So I want to end on a positive one. Well, I think I look at this as a positive question. I don't know if you will, but the question is, if you were the only person left on Earth, what would you do?
Oh my God.
Like, so while you think about it, I'll kind of go into it a little bit.
There's a lot.
Yeah, so it's an interesting question, like, because I obviously being alone on the entire planet is a very scary thing, but
yeah,
at the same time, me being me, having lived the life I have, I can handle that for a good while. So to me, it would be this is going to be kind of a dark way to put it, but I would do anything and everything I can think of, and then when I feel I've done everything I've ever wanted, I would probably end my own life, end it on my own terms.
Yeah.
There's no one else.
Yeah.
What's the point in staying alive?
That's true. I would probably do the same.
It's like it's another like. I think it's like the same thing when I think of situations or like hypothetical questions of living forever or being immortal or whatever, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
Like, man, that sounds fucking horrible. I absolutely
it's
do not want.
lonely after a while. Yeah.
It's like you're going to. I think of like the vampires, like the tragic Anne Rice sort of characters. Like you turn and you try to retain parts of your humanity, but you can't fight the beast inside of you. So you either start hurting and killing everyone you love, or you're just a shadow of a person, and you watch all the people you care about get old and die, and you're just there. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
where I was.
That's really fucking sad. I don't want that. I don't know why anyone would.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I would like to
watch everyone you love like die. No, thank you.
It's hard enough with pets.
Before everyone. Yeah.
It's hard enough with pets. Imagine your wife, your kids, your grandkids. Like, what the fuck? I don't want to bury my entire family.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, my answer would be the same as yours.
So, if I was the only person...
Do all the things.
Yep. It would be... The hardest part would be, like, learning how to travel on my own.
Yeah.
It's like I'd have to get a plane and learn how to use it so that I could get to where I want to go. But I have the time, and I'm going to assume that animals are still around.
Okay, that was going to be my question. I'm like, I would actually be at peace for a while if it was just me and animals. I'd be. Like
I said, it would be pretty easy for me being me. It would be pretty easy for a while, and being the only person left, like I know that the animals are going to be fine without me, so it's all good. I've done everything I've ever wanted, so peace. See you guys later.
Yep, same.
I had a short story that I wrote actually about the immortal question. So it was, you are the immortal being, and you exist in a society, make it whatever you want, and you are like, as you grow with the society through the ages, they like the people know that you're immortal. They know it. They recognize it. They look at you as like the elder of the human race, and one day you hear someone say a phrase, a very specific, unique phrase that there is no possible way they could have ever heard it before, and they repeat it to you. And so that was the story that I wrote. It was passed on through like a physical gift, and the person who received it later in the generations had the idea of saying the phrase. Let me see if I can find it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I do words really good. That's my thing.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah, there it is on the screen. You can see.
Okay.
So the old from the first Harry Potter movie, Dumbledore says to Harry at the end, or like at the mirror, "It does not do to dwell in dreams and forget to live." That was the phrase that I used. So the item, a young man. A young man was given a ring because the elder immortal person recognized his very big heart, like a very emotional, very loving person, And so the ring was supposed to be a gift to, who the person he wants to be with for the rest of his life. And the guy that gets the ring tries to give it to someone, but they don't want it. And that's the only person that he wants to be with. So he grows old, having never been with anyone else. And he dies, like, still holding onto the ring, like he hands it back to the immortal person. And when the ring was given to the guy, it was, standard. But when it was handed back to the immortal person, it was very heavy. And
gotcha.
So, like, the weight of his unrequited love had been poured into the ring. So later down the line, a young lady is the one that gets it, and she's holding it, and she's like, this is really heavy for being a gold regular old ring. What does the weight of it mean? And so he tells her this, the immortal tells her the story of the young man and his unrequited love. And at the end, so then she's looking at the ring. She kind of figures it out, like that this ring is full of his regret of having not continued living his life, and instead choosing to live in fantasy, where he has the perfect partner and all the rest of it, but he forgets to live his own life because he was so busy daydreaming. And so that's where the girl says, like, it does not do to dwell in dreams and forget to live. And then immortal person's like, holy shit balls, how do you know that? Because the guy, as he handed the ring back, he was dying. So it was only the immortal person and the dying man. So there you go. That's a very not very good summary of my story. I think those are on the website somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere. I don't remember where right now. Where are we at? Oh, shit. Okay, good. We're good on time here. Does not do to dwell in dreams and forget to live. I would probably get into a plane and crash it. I think would be my choice of exit.
Yeah.
It's like I can't stop it, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have anything else?
No, not really. Just have a good weekend, have a good week, and don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is going to be all right. I have that as a tattoo.
There's a really good editing that I did on that one. Working in a lot of the songs that we were talking about.
Okay. To listen to it.
Last thing. Fred Rogers. If you're not nice to your neighbors, then what's the fucking point? That's maybe not the way I meant to frame it, but yeah, Fred Rogers would be happy if you were happy with your neighbors. Steve Irwin, if you were nice to animals, even the not so cute ones. That's fine too, because he loved not cute animals.
He loved those alligators, man.
He sure shit loved alligators. Snakes.
Yep.
LeVar Burton, read a fucking book. And as you dwell in dreams and forget to live, you can be Wishbone and act them out in your mind.
Yeah. Wishbone, oh, Wishbone.
I need to look into that a little bit more. But Bob Ross, my personal favorite, that it's okay to make mistakes. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Happy little trees. All right, that's going to do it. The taco shop is fucking closed. Hey, thanks for joining us for another edition of Hardshell Tacos. If you have any questions or comments or anything, you can call or text 833-LUX-PODS. If you do want your audio cut in, then definitely call and leave a voicemail. Oh, man. Go to lvxmedia.net. That's the website for all things that we get up to. A lot of different shows on different topics. Fucking a lot of awesome boxing that's been happening and is continuing to happen. The MMA world is also doing really awesome, so we talk about that too. So those are just other ones that are top of mind. Fuck, what else? Social media handles, LVX MediaNet everywhere. If you can't find it, we're not on it. It is a collective account for all the shows, so it's not going to be, singular content. Oh, shit, dog. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, yeah. That bit that I censored out there, kind of try to make it a little bit more fun, make it seem like technical glitch. But yeah, that little rant that I went on, a little bit, it's a little bit more harsh than I'd like to release to the public. But if you'd like to check it out, Patreon, look us up there, LVX MediaNet, just as we are everywhere else. And yeah, the unedited, well, I'm not going to say it's not edited, because I do clean up like background noise or lots of gaps between talking and things like that. But it'll be uncut, I think, may be the better way to put it. But I've rambled enough. That's going to do it. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you next time.